Nyaku, Echuka Chuke Vinda Vinda Mama, Museveni Agenda Mama Nyaku, Echuka Chuke Vinda Mama, Museveni Agenda Mama Nyaku. People power, our power, people power. Our power, NUP, everywhere. Bana muli basangavu mvula bainisa bilikuba numira anti mulema lule tukoba tulizimba Uganda ki ebe efitiri akwegera ino ebikuba bizinge.
Williams Broadcast. It is me, Williams, on this channel once again. Kati endulu nkubye shinga nakatandika. Mbaniriza bannange. Ndabikanga akoye kanjogera Oluganda nga lungi nnyo okusinga ku Luzungu kubanga bw'oba okooye ng'ate obadde olina okukola ku TV Oluzungu lubulira ddala. Nga mikwano gyange mbaniriza wano wasinza okugoberera nze Williams era ye Williams Broadcast. How are you doing? And from wherever you're watching us from, I appreciate you being a part of each and every episode we put on this channel. It is a broadcast that does current affairs of Uganda, East Africa, Africa, and world over. Developments about the Kadaga, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and Anita Monk. A lot is going on regarding that story. People saying what they have to say and what they don't even have to say has been said by several people. Today, it is a magazine episode. This one is a special one in the sense that I don't have a specific pointer to which story I should focus on. No. There are several stories. I have even requests. People have started requesting for stories on this channel, just like they used to ask a request for songs in our music programs on radio. This is Williams and Williams Broadcast. Today, what do we have to talk about? What have we come to talk about on Williams Broadcast? Definitely, National Unity Platform, the NRM, and other political parties. Headlines are His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, together with the entire team of the National Unity Platform, definitely the people power on this side, or covering or umbrelling the National Unity Platform. You know, the father of the National Unity Platform, right from the NURP of the other Chibarama, the mother and the father of the center number National Unity Platform is the people power movement. You remember that wave, that movement that shaked up the foundations of politics of Uganda. So today, the National Unity Platform People Power went to Iganga and hit a surprise attack at Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and the NRM. Of course, definitely I'll save for the other political parties because, for example, the National Peasants part of Stesha Mayanja, the National Common Man is part of Munyagwa, the Democratic Alliance of Honorable Matthias Mpuga-Nsamba, they are the PFF. It will be unfair for me to bring them into this conversation. As I prepared for this episode, I was like, William, where do you belong? Because whenever you have sessions with up top Bossy and Mordecai Murisa, you address yourself as a journalist who is impartial, who is always in the middle. Openly, Mordecai Murisa told you he's an advocate, he's an activist now, just like up top boss. But Williams, we have followed you. Whenever National Unity Platform achieves or registers a success story, you get happiness on your lips. William, you belong to NUP. Me to NUP? I belong to journalism. So today they opened up officially an Eastern office in Iganga. That is one story we are supposed to talk about today. There is another one where I have to give my opinion about Rebecca Kadaga. There is another one where Joel Senyoy, and that is a request from Nasoro Actually, whoever requests for a story for me to give opinion or remarks or review will have to pay $30 to $50, $100. I need money for requests. So Nasolo came into my inbox. Normally is one of the people that will check on you on a daily basis. She was like, Mwanyinaze, why go manyo oluchagulanyi zimu mbu concept yeyo. Give me information and educate me on what that does this mean. Where the three made this. Does it mean what or what? So I have also to talk about that request by Nasolo. There is another request by TX. He came several days ago. He was like, give your opinion about Uganda's agreement and the deal. Should we call it an obligation? It is not an obligation because it was just a request and they went into a deal with the US to accept immigrants from the US to Uganda. And TX mentioned one of the people that I thought might be returned there. I gave my opinions to TX, but also I have to mention it to here. I'll give a brief. That is a preamble I'm giving you now. That is TX. There is a call. Bererika came to me and was like, have you seen how Jaja Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, your Jaja, addressing me as though I belong to the Jajahood of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni? Kole Bererika was like, have you seen how your Jaja has crushed your auntie, Rebecca Kadaga? But also, we don't like or need or want her on our side of the NUP. That is a request from Cole. Also, TX requested for a story about the Bombardiers. Another story I have to talk about is when His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was like, my auntie, my senga, Rebecca Ritwara Kadaga, if the NRM doesn't like you for us, we like you. Remember, you're my auntie. I was like, Mitembo. Mitembo, Mitembo, I like him, Bambi. Mitembo, Oluchavuga Muga, Mitembo, Tufafena Saidize Gomba. Newe ikidedala ebyobufuzi. Kale, tusimbude. The Williams broadcast. Welcome all of you. Undaba mbawunsinga bwanti nga ndi happy. Aya mutayadi nko yena yemba kolereki. Mwibangi. You always wait for our opinion. We have some chats sometime with Mordecai, and we're like, do these people realize that sometimes we come when tired, but it's just an obligation, and out of passion we come and talk to you people. First of all, my opinion about Rebecca Kadaga. I don't expect anyone to say bintu byakyagulanyo bitandise yagamba buli muntu yena akyawagira Museveni alinga ngenjiwe egenda mu town. William twabagana bana mwa. So not anyone saying, anyone who is analytical to feel sorry for Rebecca Kadaga's treatment during the National Executive Council, during the Central Executive Committee meeting, during the National Delegates Conference, whichever way they treat her is fine. In politics is okay. Let me tell you, what does she still want to achieve politically, even economically? In terms of legacy and reputation, what does she still want? Microphone igwe. Remain here. Someone came to me, William, your audio is great. You have different microphones. How do you do it? But even how do what do we go through to get this good? Do you know what it means to acquire different mics? Nebera kati wano wendi. Ekifo kirimu SC egira kakati olina okubeera ne ka microphone akasobola okugezaako okulwana nayo eddeeri. Kyovula kati request uli requestinga kyenyina okwogerako $5. Kakati mmanja $1 zange 15. Wakiri munampa yo $3. Gundi wa requestinze stories 2. TX Nasolo wa requestinzeemu Koli Bereka wa requestinzeemu mbabuulira luseke ku luseke. I don't expect you people to fall for Kadaga's misery, political misery. She has achieved almost everything. What does she still want? You know, those people inspire our young ones. People who are getting motivation to come into the politics of our nation. Because remember, right from the LC committee, LC1 committee, to the Constituency Assembly in 1995, to the ministry, later on to the Parliament as Deputy Speaker. Actually, she has had double. Deputy Speaker. She wanted to come the third time. Let us be realistic and face challenges and these facts. Sometimes I come like I'm a journalist, you know, I'll give opinions in a humble way. Let us face challenges the right way. And to me, politically, it's high time. Actually, Jaja Museveni did the right thing. Remember, in quotes, Jaja Museveni does not have anything expected from Kadaga. No. For example, Chiwanuka Sekandi did his work, and the main role was to make sure term limits were lifted. Kadaga's roles, she had different deployments up to where we went into a removal of the 102 bar age limit. Later on she came. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have been in the State House, you would be in Wachitura. That is insubordinateness. You talk to your boss like that. Me as a student of human resource, you talk to your boss like that. Yesterday I gave you profile. Yes, I know she's learned, she has contributed, yes, but the boss will remain Jaja Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. You talk to your boss like that. Mukumula bisange oluyimba lwa Bobi Wine ne Fefe Busi ne Numbian Lee. You talk to him like that. Then there is a delegates, whichever way, even if it is a delegates conference, National Executive Council, Central Executive, you talk to him like that. That's why the guy brought up the history. What do you want anymore? Oyagarachi. Rebecca Kadaga chota achivinze. And you know, with the politics of intimidation and exploitation and bachita batya kantuntunu blind folding okutsiba kantuntunu, it is blind folding. Politics of blind folding okumanya magatu tuseka katambala ku maso. In your heart, do you feel that the right way to Kadaga is the best in the NRM, at least, that she should come as the second vice chairman, national chairman of the NRM? Have people like her, William Amongo gave you, no one who gave me. Because also I don't think, but being realistic, Amongo, Rebecca, enough is enough. It is time for Amongo. That is your Jaja Museveni, that is your brother Museveni, that's how he operates. Which is acceptable in politics. Yes. And in terms but kanyimbe luyimba chimpubidde akawero togeza n'oswaza oluggya luno kujja kuwemula enju yange ng'okumpageza mu bufumbo. Emyaka gikuwuubidde Honorable Rebecca, with all due respect. Lwaki togenda n'owummulako? Because with Uganda's politics, we shy away from its rules and netutandika okugamba bambi amuleke naye amazima gali nti tamuleka naawe ebyo byemulaba ebyo byetuleetedde ebizibu. Also, as I prepared for this show, you know, sometimes through meditation, I just meditate about stories before I come to camera or before I jot down or put down what I am supposed to talk about. I always have penis 3 serebya akungamba nti penis nkwedde kompera ne penis 3 iPad enene oba akatonoka. naye bendandiko birowooza ka was like can Uganda anymore kagambo anymore oba kakwataganirawo not even anymore. Yes, once we had political parties. Yes, we had political parties, but can we still rebuild? Do we have capacity? Or can we revisit our capacity? Build the capacity to have indeed political dispensation as we claim to have it in Uganda. When you have Jaji Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is a untouchable in the NRM, and without him, there is no NRM. You have the DP with Honorable Norbert Mao, with all due respect. You have seen and still seeing where he's driving DP2. Is it still a political party? Is DP still a political party? Party this year gamba party this jali yone magombe kabe kitabe guchina gye bali magombe nga bagalamidde erusalira kafumu mawokota bali still proud of the Democratic Republic of Party to the dogs already. Era yagitembeeta bulungi nnyo paka ewajjajja Kaguta. Is the FDC the FD you knew or you have known? Ekyalemeresa DP ne tuyingira mu kulwanira buyinza. Now NRM, fountain of honor, indeed, is the stream church, is the ensuro za governance and decision making in the NRM. That is Jaji Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Akuwamu Kadaga, kati Kadaga yaba daloza bye bituufu manya you cultivate, build a legacy, manya I have contributed here, I have contributed here, if it wasn't, and you give a testimony like in a Pentecostal church, a testimony of if it weren't for you, Rebecca Kadaga, Jaji Museveni would be home in Rwachitura. Otyo, I'm analytical. Student of science and psychology of human beings, society, community, public psychology. Ngotuwa obujulizi obwo. Abantu bavudde emitima gimenyese mu 2021. Bavudde emitima gyabwe gimenyese banyize akalulu kavuddemu nga bwe kavuddemu. You come arrogantly and with impunity at your head, on your head, whichever way you want to put your English. Arrogantly say, if it weren't for me, and ebyatera byogera Kadaga nga ina kyayagala. If it weren't for me, it would have been in Rwachitura. Okay. However true or not true, naye kitegeeza Kadaga olina omuzannyo gwe wazannya mu 2002 togikwatako. Wabikola ng'obigenderedde. Kakati erajja. Singa tebannonda nga vice chairman, second female of the Busoga will be mulokole. Ebyo bibise bibina by'obufuzi. William Toyombe ekibiina ky'NRM tokirina mu stake. Honorable Kadaga, sit down, you'll pour visitors gundi juice, passion fruit. Ojja kuyiwa obutunda bw'abagenyi tuulako wansi with all due respect. Biki by'otalidde? Nanti I wanted to be the second vice chairman. That is enough. That is enough. Anita Among. Wabula olidde sukuuti. Right Honorable Anita Among. Kati ng'oli bwe yaliko. Lyakamanyi ng'akoza n'owebbwa. Ebbwa libaamu ebintu bingi, libaamu omusaayi, ebikalappwa, platelets whenever they make a blood clot. Oluzungu lwange ndufuna n'enduyiyayiyawo. Platelets tozimanyi zezero omusaayi okukwata. Kati bwe gwekwata bwe tuti ne guclotinga. Nagwo gusobola okugwa mu nva nga mukoza n'owebbwa, mulimu paasi byonna koza kamanyi because you are an upcoming crier. Godda kukaaba. Year later, months later, whichever duration later, just play your cards the right way. William, your opinion gives who the second vice chairman of NRM? Zendi NRM, I'm a journalist. Hey, you can give us. Mundeke munenze ndi mulokole wa Benin. That one is done. Kadaga nkumazi. There is this story. Politics. I always interact with my friends, and one of them is Peter Mukasa in the United Kingdom. In London, United Kingdom, ewa Kingi Tontama. He emphasizes how politics is driven by activities, events. Definitely it is. And recently, politics moves with contemporary news channels, platforms online, especially. So, mumawulire, imabega kao, we had the news, breaking stories of emergence oba oluzungu muntu obe nalwo kati Oluganda bwe tutusobya temunyiiga. Formations of political parties, one of them National Peasants Party of Stasha Mayanja, artist of salsa, bossa nova and rumba, loosely translated band in Uganda. Another political party, Common Man's Party of Munyagwa Mubaraka Mugati Gwabata. An alliance, a big umbrella of Democratic Front. Later on, the other one, Democratic Alliance, the umbrella, and the Democratic Front, the political party. We were all, later on, split, Katonga, split, Najana Nkumbi. Then PFF, we were like, whoa, wait to food. Politics is going to be so tough, competitive, later on, no, we shall see, No. Politics shifted due to events. What came? NUP took over news. NUP. During the primaries of the NRM, not for the good, but NRM has been in the news. Primaries, irregularities, brutality of the security operatives, corruption, fraud in the primaries of the NRM, tribunal to investigate up to the neck, sake, and whichever way you want to put it. Here, as it is driven, politics driven by events, NUP is back. Has a little bit seemed to have been laid back, and NRM has been enjoying the airwaves. Chani cha Kadaga, chani cha Museveni, and I was like, Ibanange, Chagulanyi, twasomanga ffenna nga ndi buyinja butole mwenga muli wadde twaba kubanga omupiira nga mutusinga misinde yiya kantu Chagulanyi. Do you know what Chagulanyi did ne tiimu y'abo abaana abo olaba? They sent Rubongoya to Iganga. Kigambo ky'oluzungu kyenzizaako kimbuze, not masquerading, disguising, whichever, put on construction attires, lying to the community people that he was a foreman. Spent days in Iganga. Kumbe they are building HTV. Now, they went to surprise. If you first read this, we have officially opened reading from the National Platform official page of Facebook. We have officially opened our brand new home in Iganga District, which shall serve as our Eastern Region headquarters. The groundbreaking ceremony has been graced with the presence of our President, His Excellency Bobi Wine, our other senior party leaders and members of Parliament. We have been able to arrive at this milestone by working around the clock to ensure that we get the job done without any distractions from the regime. And indeed, we have hit our goal successfully. The Eastern region has for so long been marginalized by the current regime and deprived of a thriving economy that would sustain her people. In our NUP manifesto, we envision an inclusive economic approach where resource allocation shall be decentralized to other regions so that they have a fair share on the national cake. This shall be achieved by the active participation of all our change-hungry citizens. Hashtag protest vote 2026. Hashtag people power, our power. They opened up an office. You know what Lubongo said, you know, people have been seeing me around here because we knew that if we didn't be wise enough, we would be sabotaged. Our activities, our achievements of putting up this structure for the Eastern office of the National Platform would be sabotaged by the regime. Sebo guy ngali mu bintu bya foreman. Abana ba NUP abo. To me, that was a good one. Era wenebuliza nina William ogwa mu kibiina kikonze ekyamawulire. William oli wa NUP. Because Judge Museveni sometime is in the news, but you don't be happy while giving us news. But wherever Kyagulanyi and the team, you seem, okay, let me be a journalist. If Chechipatta kandeke Mordecai laptop, NUP. Okay. I am back into this story. It is a good story. It is a good story, a milestone, worth celebration for the side of the NUP. And okuba nti bakikoze nga somageza. Bali abadde banyumirwa amawulire aba National Resistance Movement. Kati gutulimu nga gwa sindi kuleeta luyimba lwe bayita See You Tonight nga teshiba abadde anyumirwa ne somebody. You know, in the entertainment. Entertainment. So, kati NUP eze. That's where I realized, of course I knew it, but continued to emphasize my thoughts about how others are in slumberland, complacently to the trenches they are laying. Literature Mleke William. Ogambye oti bali mu slumberland, bali mu bisisimuko. Bagalamidde mu mifulejje. William Secha bwana wangula obukulembeze. William singa mpuuga abuwangula. Bali mu bisisimuko slumberland. They are lying in trenches mu mifulejje. William tojja kufuna bufuzi bwa munyagwa. Ate obwa NUP bwe naafuna kubanga abaana abaputopu ne Mordecai Mulisa bangamba ate gwe William wetubukwatira obuyinza tetukuwa yadde obweru sinembaga bannange ngamba wagira wana tetukutegeera gwe era awo nze ne mbeera wano nja kubeera munnamawulire. Getting back to the story, thank you NUP on that. I heard Lubongo, was like, you know, remember, you, the leaders of the national platform, especially the MPs, these are some of the achievements through your willingness to fundraise, to contribute financial support to the national platform. You can no longer ask where your funds go. You can see the big structure of the Eastern region. And indeed, and the MPs were like, You know what happened? You know, some people are lucky. Because, do you remember His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi sent him that jokingly, when I hosted you at Radio Sapienza's, we had a match, a game, football game. There is Gaya's football team and the Radio Sapienza we were playing. And when I came to give my speech as a station manager, I jokingly said, from the being a member of parliament, because I had just been elected Chadondo East member of parliament, jokingly I told him that I wish you to become one time the president and the baby to become the first lady. That was 2017. He laughed. But today I saw him with the baby way. And he was like, as he concluded his speech, I could not tell you this at the beginning of my speech, but surprise, I came with my own Barbara Kyagulanyi Itungo. Yeah, and Itungo majestically walked towards her husband. njolo kati nze bwenzire ewange akalango kagambanga nti bannaye mwe mulya bulungi naye nze maama oba baali boogera ku kisolo nti bannaye gwe ye egimu sente naye maama akange kakati bwolaba Bitembo ne Babi kyokka Bobi Babi nze nzira okudda eno ne mmutuga ate naye ng'ayagala kuntuga because bwe tubeera wano William otegeeza nze nnyumya byange mujjukira bwe twegaananga nga tuli bato nze nnyumya byange bw'omala okulaba Bobi n'olaba Babi. Yeah, surprise. I just want her to come over and say a word to you people. Mama majestically shiwokuti kati wokuti kemo. Kemo. Andi kyagulanyi bakiyita kyakalisoliiso. Ai to Babi. Andi Babi litani dize kalai ai. Kati fa abali eno ngamba nja kutuga gonzo mbere nzinange nkutuga ndaba tufaanana fenna. Fenna nga tuyimbadde. Nawo yimbala nnyo. Mu bantu nti ng'otambula otya komanye ebbanga lyemmala nga ngolola empalezo naye ogera ofuluma ebweru nga nenga empale zikuwegaanye gwe ziri fiitingi za Kyagulanyi toziraba nti gwe Babi tomulaba obusuuti bwe tokubulula gye nti naawe gwe omulaba nti naawe raba ogamba abantu abakulu muyombera ki nyumya byange. So the leaders Kyagulanyi, Senyonyi, yo. And there is a clip I started with when I was opening up the stream of Waiswa Mfumbiro. He has energy, he has good vibes at the IMC. He does MCing for their events. People power. Do you know that I even had a song in that clip also I opened up with Chamanya Museveni agenda mamanya Lubongo ya singing ereki chale professor at where Cavendish University is singing and you don't thank Kyagulanyi because if it wasn't for him probably Lubongo would be in Makerere teaching Senyonyi would be still anchoring news or would have been the station manager at NTV now. Me would be talking about Shiba Karungi right now and the scene and how it went at Serena when Shiba had her, the coming back of the Queen. But I'm also talking about these issues. It is because of Kyagulanyi that I started looking for the likes of Kwefurukuta, Kaziwe Kapo, and Kwefurukuta was what? Like calling me to say what? I always want to say, people will listen. And now Kwefurukuta is like, because we don't like impunity, we don't want collapse on. Naneyokola ebyempewo Mordecai ndi wano mu room nze kanneeyogeza nzekka twafuna ekizibu. So Kyagulanyi Centerman and the team, thank you. That is good. That is visible accountability of where your members' funds go. So congratulations on that. About the request of Nasoro of this. That is also public relations and news. Bagala kubbako NRM news. Jajja obwana bwa NUP bukutwalako amawulire. Of course, should I reach out? Actually, I'll reach out to Kyagulanyi. Will he give me information about what the symbolism means? This, they did what? They did this. Senyonyi, Lewis Rwongoya, and Robert. Actually, when I was preparing, I was trying to do analytics of crossing Twasalango Kubala. Jowero, Robert, Lewis. Baana babategeeza ki? Ani bwe baagala okukuba judo. Kati baleka balina bwe baatudda and it makes news. Katugera ku debating ekyo. Era enali mwefubeeko NUP ebatwalaganya. You know, when you're dealing with events and activities that can catch people's attention, attract their attention to you, away from the reality, kubanga tubabuulira ebituufu, yes, but again, reality bw'omwogerera mu kisenge tetusobola kutegeera. Bayibuli yayogera ekigambo era ekyakyogera. Ti omuntu asobola okuŋŋaanya okukoleza ettabaaza n'agibiikako ekibbo. Kyolina ogiraga n'eyaka. Okitegedde? Bwe kiri. NUP brought that thing. What does it mean? I'm curious to know what they meant by this. What is my opinion? In terms of news headlines, it was a good one because it is now in the news for us to debate and analyze, scrutinize, whichever way you want to put it. But again, definitely they are communicating something. They are communicating their Trinity symbol. They have something they are communicating, I believe. At this juncture, let us just leave it as per the status quo for you to remain brainstorming what it all has to do with their struggle. Yunawo mazeo, manaki, noko wanonywako. Maloko nywako. Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu, His Excellency, made statements in Iganga. He called upon Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga to join the National Unity Platform if she feels uncomfortable or no longer having sense of belonging in the NRM. He was sarcastic. Yabadde agezaako yoyo nno mutembo wammwe. Yabadde agezaako okukyokooza. Era yakikoze bulungi in my opinion. Era bye bimu byedanaga ngamba mitembo n'ebyobufuzi abiyingiridde ddala akyamusa n'abantu. Because if you asked me, William, would you recommend Kadaga to the NUP? No. No. Political statements for the news purposes, it was a good one. A recommendation for her to go as an elder in the NUP? No. Let me tell you, if you are an administrator and human resource personnel, be it politics or public service, there are people. I remember I was doing some consultants for 3 radio stations, and normally when I went for consultants doing consultants for media houses, they could give me their list of employees, on air person presenters, others, accounts, etc. So at some point, one radio station gave me a list of whom they wanted to put on board. I saw 3 names of presenters who had been on radio, working with a big radio station, and the big radio station laid them off. They were big names. I told the managing director of this medium radio station that, what do you think these people can bring on board? They have been the other side, being exhausted. They are now out of content. Up to bali webatukira okugamba nti bannange balokole mugende wa Beniyini abakwatike emikono. Gwe radio station eri mu kwezimboloza banogenda kubajja mochi. Bagenda kujja n'amalala. Gano gwe badola baba DP ge batwala mu NUP. Sajja n'atantegeera, later on n'antegeera ne mugamba zimba abapo. Zimba abapo. Era Kyagulanyi kyayina ne NUP ye. Kale ne NUP yaabwe. Kwe kuba nti ayinayo abantu abali fresh. Nga nabo bali mu kuzimba their political career, their reputation, laying their legacy. Ng'ekkovu yisiteekawo omukululo gwali wetu. Joel Senyonyi, David Lewis Lubongoya, Katana, there was from Mufumbiro. I'm trying also to build their careers in politics, in administration, leadership, management, administration, trying to make sure that their reputation has marks, positive marks, and laying their legacy. Wise Mufumbiro, some point was in the DP, some tegerako nyongo wa DP, yukira yomu basajja bagezi, kati bali mu kwezimba bw'obango era oyo omwana mitembo wegomba singa teyanyiga pesa najja bonembaga singa teyanyiga pesa lya Ssenyonyi diyinza ku lead of opposition fu apyu uwinyabo yukira mwangu yomulekawo munno no si yomuleka kubanga kati nshira kati kafinga abanko bazambogo kubanga kati finga abanko bazambogo kati ayo omuntu omuleka mbabulira wano amulesa akyali muto nnyo olekawo oli kubanga oli mulaba ne suuti wajambala emutuukanya kubanga naye kubanga mukwano gwange Peter yatera okuŋŋamba kubanga kakati mpuuga kuba kati mpuuga omulaba kuba kati nemugamba Peter oba mwagala nnyo ennaku zino aludde okumpa voice nemugamba Peter Mukasa nvaako wadde onsinga obukulu nkunyigira naye nkuyigirako oli mukwano gwange nnyo tontama ne mugamba muleke munno nedda awo mpuuga omulekawo kuba kati kubanga bamulese tomanyi nti mukwano gwa Katikkiro kuba kati eyo yonna asobola n'okufuuka president kuba kati oyo omulaba kati it was a right decision and the right action put forward in the right direction with Kyagulanyi, and the team agreed to have Ssenyonyi kubanga yali nduusi. Toteekawo muteteme oba weetaaga nduusi nseera ekyayina ebyokuzimba. Kati abono be baalina mu lukungaana lwa Ssuubi tewabamanyako maama abo baali mu gundi nyaba kati abo be baalina mu gundi yani ya TDA ya gundi ya maama Mbabazi nga bazimbye ebibiina abo. Tiopola wama munjagala nnyo mu Luganda sina magezi. Oh, let me get back to English. This is Williams broadcast with me. Williams, I love you guys. Thank you very much for always being with me. I'm not a good person when it comes to Luganda. Oh, nandaga. Ha, nandaga. So, Kyagulanyi, mbadde wano ko Iganga n'opungi maze njowero n'obusayini bwabwe. Oba olina kuba na nseera. Enkoko enseera bagiyita bata mu Luzungu. Ate enduusi, a cow that has not given birth and a hen that has not laid eggs. Oluzungu biba biwanvu, yeah. What about the other political parties? Where are you? So the race now is clear. The lines are drawn and for only two political parties, the NRM and National Unity Platform. And I had Rebecca Aditwara Kadaga also say, the honorable, of course, with all due respect, hey, if you choose me for having made the NRM lose in Busoga, how about other places where NUP won? Was it about me? Kadaga ayombanga senga jjajjange jjajjange nabata naye yatuleko once. National Unity Platform has all the potential. But definitely, I always give my recommendations. They just need to look for ways of fundamentally stressing okunyweza, accentuating okunyweza emisingizo gyabwe as a political party. Because now I know they are in balance, they cannot have a wave and a political party. But good thing is that they can go together. A political party can be an identity for the scientists and psychologists of political science to say, okay, they are established. And this wave, movement of people power can do the donkey work. Yes, it can be a go-getter for you guys. So, naye mulwane nnyo muleme kufuuka kibiina ky'abafuzi ekifaanana ekyajjajja bali abayombera. Omubisi gw'enjuki gwabadde gwange nti tewalidde omukisegererewo gwabadde ogw'embidde n'obagamba Kadaga n'amongi ne tibuhabulwa kati ate gwe ogwaki maama nnyabo boona agwa nnyabo nga gwe gwennyinawo. Bano baagala manya William microphone ye eteredde nnyo. Basobola okugulira microphone endala basobola okugulira gundi reflector. N'obagamba munnaaye nno kakati maama nnyabo nabavaako asigaza bapartners bange n'abatono munnange tweyongereyo. Story says, can Uganda have tusobola having a dispensation that is reputable, respectful, at least a reasonable political dispensation? Of course, as per the status quo, we are in a warring state, but still we can do better. That's why I believe strongly that if political parties coming up, if they have young, energetic, and go-getting human beings, the likes of Ssenyonyi and Kyagulanyi, yeah, that's the way to go. Because even the political parties that we are putting our feet as bases, they were built when the people were still in their 30s, 20s, and a little bit approaching 40s. Political parties like DP, UPC, For NASA, should I say, UPA, political parties, even in democratic DP in America. I've been reading about political parties and bani take over in emyaka emeka, the NCA, South Africa, chamapinduzi chama bona baba myaka ejo. Kyovola nkugamba toleeta nte nsaata wavu ya saata wadde dda. Ente ensaata tebagireeta mu kiseera kino. Kyova olaba nti nja kubuukira mu bbanga if between now and the 31 God giving us life, inshallah, if people like Monyagwa, people like the Semujus of the PFF, people like Mafabi of the other Katonga wing, people like Mpuga, if they register any otherwise successful story regarding removing a dictator than the NUP, singa bakola ye nja kwewuunya nnyo. Mukasa nkugamba nnyo ekintu ekyo omanyi okujja n'onyonyola kuba kakati tumanyi okukayana ne mukasa oyo and agree to disagree and agree to agree sometimes. Ne mugamba kubanga munne agali awamu galumenya makonze gagisuule tulye ebinyeebwa. Era namugamba nti omuteeketeeke wange mpuuga ne mapuuga njagala nzigire ku Museveni. Nanti balina kubeera wamu. Era lwaki ngamba nti bajja kusanga obuzibu. Presenter bw'omuleeta in the morning show when it's from a big radio station they already established, bw'omugamba nti this breakfast show stands for magazine. We do magazine. We do sports, entertainment, fashion and style, news of celebrities, show business, music, current affairs, especially topical issues on issues at hand, current affairs, topical issues of what should we tell people this morning regarding the Kadaga among Museveni's issues. President Omanyinga gamba anti awo bwe nali ku CBS awo fe twakikolanga bwe tuti, bwe nali ku Simba awo tetwakikolanga bwe tutyo, bwe nali ku Kaboozi kubbi. I don't deal with those people. Yerabira nti our vision, mission, value, objectives and byanjawulo kubali target audience byanjawulo. Kyovula tubeera wano nkola ebintu byange differently, Mordecai Murisa differently, Uganda MP differently. Which other? I'm talking about those serious because abantu benda but at least abakola ku YouTube nga bali into a little bit political abagezaako nateeka mu sound bites nateeka mu Uganda MP na yakikola bulungi. Niyugira olwa buli muntu akola approach. William omusuubira okwogera ku story n'atajogerako. William olwajja okujja aleme kuteerayo ka video. William akola bintu bye olumu n'ogamba nga alabika nga NUP. Maama si NUP maama nyabo si NUP. Wena alemu yalidde ezaamuho. Wa Piero abadde omwana oyo wa people power. Owulidde bw'atuwagidde awo. Bannange wa people power bulijjo sikimanyi. Ng'olwo amanyi okujja mu comment section. William nneeyongedde okukwagala. Bulijjo nkubuusabuusa. Ate waliwo yajja n'aŋŋamba. William tukulaba. Kasita omukulembeze yatugamba. Tuli balabira ku bikolwa byo naye William saagala kukkiriza kye ndowooza. William ng'alinga agamba nalya nga atontama. Gwe muzzukulu wa Patirizi. Gwe wandeeta wano wentudde mu TV. William okulaba. William maama. William olinga ow'enaalemu maama. Mama mbadde ngamba ki? Political parties endala ziriwa. Where are you? Because we're supposed to even remember those people's statements against the National Unity Platform. Kati njagala kugera lugero banaye oluzungu siruyina. It is good that it has rained so that we can feel and see the hearts of the hearts, the hearts of the hearts. Mukama lwaki oluzungu lunjabulira wendwagalira. It is good it has rained for us to see the hearts of the hearts and sister we can see the balance of the hearts of the hearts. Mukama munyambe iyi wameramba nyina kuva mu Luganda eryokanga netonnya netulaba ensisa bwezenkanya emyoyo. It is good it has rained for us to see the souls of hearts. The balancing. Oluzungu wendwagalira okutambulira mu ngero ensonga ebigaana Mukama kulwa beni yini nyamba nyamba mukama. Nalabye Mr. Bean owe Canada. Buli muntu akola bintu ngeri Bean paka kati alemedde ku makula. Buli muntu akola bintu bye kati nange ndi wano ku TV yange. So eryokanga lyetonya. These people said a lot about the national. I understand they have even challenges, they have weaknesses, they have made mistakes along the way, especially as they are still new in this journey of theirs of advocating for human rights, of advocating for freedoms of expression, freedoms to education, freedom of kiddako kyonna bakyajjabuzi okitegeera bali bound to have to be hit by stumbling blocks. Omwana omuto ng'akyayavula emiteteme gimukuba amagulu tatambula nga nze muwala wa mwannyinaze Nassolo nga bambye emiteteme gye bannakayenga ng'emiteteme byana byabwe ebitobe kati ebikuze kati byanyantuga naye ango mwana tulina WhatsApp group ya family naye nze simanyi oba ya NUP oba ya family. Omwana yazze n'agamba mu WhatsApp group manyi batabani baffe bakuze kati kakati omanyi ebintu ebimu tulina byaddressinganga bwe tulina kujjako oyo Museveni. Simanyi sebo juuko ayasikira party list. Is it a national unity platform WhatsApp group? Is it a family group? Ebintu ebimu tulina birumbanga oyo Museveni bitumu nemu kati ate ojjukira oba batya bamaanyi aba bazzukulu ogenda n'obawulira nga beetwala we can't remove ate gwe nawe taata tetukutegeera bulungi olumu obanga ali ewaffe ate olumu sebo nga bamanyira nze owaagaalo binti abaana betuzadde bali mu myaka 2 nyina omwana wa mukulu waffe bamuyita Tebandeke ali Canada ali mu ggye lya Canada bakola ba paramedics kyali nyina omulala manyi bali baana bamaanyi nnyo basomye ne bamanyi okumpizaamu eggaali kubanga ffe tetukutegeera kati ffe gwe nga taata kubanga amazima obeeraawo kubanga omwana yagambye ensonga ezimu tulina ozadressinga nga bwe tugenda okwadressinga ono mugumu nemugamba obadde ki owange onaamutwala tayagala tosobola kutya abantu bakulu. Gurupu eyo simanyi Jjunju ne Jjuuko ne Goloba njiraba obukoofiira bugisusse. Gurupu eyo njiraba obukoofiira bugisusse. Simanyi oba drone mwagala yakala ki wama mbadde mbagamba kyoba ekirala ne boogera ebigambo kino kiri ne biba bingi. And I was like, mukama, lwaki eteefe tetuusa ku mugenyi? Mama, the hen that wasn't to die made a visitor reach home. Mama, when the visitor came, teefe etuusa mugenyi. Enkoko eteefe etuusa omugenyi. Kati omugenyi bwajja wepe, eba ewedde munnaayi. The chicken that was not supposed to die that day made a visitor reach. Teefe etuusa mugenyi. Ngambalaba bwenti aba democratic nga mpuuga de mapuuga ekitiibwa with all due respect quid quo pro quo in flagranto delicto as for the conclave of the catastrophe of the bombastic and obnoxious omwana oyo of the obnoxious the conclave tetusobola kwetona maganzi kibiina tukitaddewo ekigenda okukola nga mbuleera olw'ebibiina ebirala the catastrophe of the repertoire of the semblave of the crochet, not forgetting the contours of the patterns of the pulses and measures of our political. We have a PRA of the Pro-Tax Party Democratic Alliance, and now the infant of it is Democratic Front. The infant mbomwana gweza umwana oyo mpogo omumanyi. Nengamba otyo Peter Mukaso otyo ekibiina munna kikoze. Let him remove the dictator. Ayina munne Abedi Bwanika atalya binyeebwa bisiike bisekule n'ebyempogola. Omwana Abedi nga yayogera ebigambo. Ebyo byogerera munno. Abedi wandize mu parliament. Ino program ekyali program. Anti byonna Bombardia. nga ddene okwogera ku story ya TX. Buli wenjogeredde ku story ye Nassolo nkwogeredde ku story ye ntandikira ku $10 paka wansi. Buli anayagala nga requesting my contribution to talk on a story sent. Nassolo njogedde ku story yo ey'obugalo 3. Kola ebbala leka njogedde ku story yo naawe TX njogedde ku story yo. Kati enseke zijja kuba za mpaka. Kakati Bombardia. We have issues in Uganda. We have issues. The procurement process of the entire thing of the airlines of Uganda, the Bombardia, had questions, definitely. There were several scans by Kosa say scan is manyinanga oluzungu ngenda nimba kanga okuscanninga kwe kugeza okutangaza vote. Toti ya nyombu nyine ekyamaanyi kyenjogera. Like I agreed, I told you guys, I'll be using basic English, but olumunange bibisobako. The process yali questionable up to when they told us that olumune spare parts atubula kuba tutuuka ishikeerezi kubanga eri company yali ekola Bombardia yaggalawo olwa constraints they hit or when they hit challenges, financial constraints during the coronavirus disease 2019. Kakati abantu abasinga nalabya up top amanyi bo bali radical ng'agamba mbusawo yonna mulinde ennyonyi ezigwanga ekivuuvuumira like kikomyawo up top nkivumirira tufye akwambano. Kakati negundi nangamba mbu yalabye vidiyo yaba munnayu waliwo abaana bana bakola obulungi ebe London bakola omwami n'omukyala mbyangu yo bisaza naye baleka omwami n'omukyala because olumu ngenda ndaba omuwala ng'atunuulira bbaawe bw'ati omuwala oyo alabika wampisa atya bbaawe amuwa ekitiibwa tamutya. Kati bbaawe ajja n'ayandula story. Olwaleero we are talking about gundi Uganda cranes. Omukyala n'agamba naye olowooza kyandibadde kitya? None nze nedda kubanga ogamba eno family show omwami lwaki ofuga omukyala ogenda mulwa ng'akola bw'ati naye nze kyendowooza ku shiba kyandibadde bwe kityo. Kati abaana abo bankolera obulungi bayogedde ku Bombardia. Kati TX ng'agamba opinion yange eri ki? TX ye n'agamba nti tasobola wadde saagala biisa ku channel. You know, we all have editorial policies and regulations. Me being William, there are statements I cannot make here because people will say William nawe no kuba amaji airline ye Uganda, so sagala kulikika bwentyo with all other factors constant. Yet TX abadanga amanti aya William konze linnya nawe Bombardia tujiwa nagamba nyabo omutwe gwange gugenda okubetenteka. But they told you successfully they were able to address all the many mechanical challenges and the situations regarding the Bombardia planes. So I call upon all Ugandans, especially if, as we recently achieved a milestone of Uganda having a direct flight from Uganda to London and London to back home, please let it be on record. I'm calling upon all of you Ugandans use that Bombardia plane to Uganda to different destinations where it reaches. Yes, that is it. Other factors will remain constant. I am not technical when it comes to aviation, TX, but I'll tell you TX, you can board any other plane up to a certain destination like Dubai or Netherlands, board Bombardia. TX nkugambye eki Nassolo board Bombardia. Ani omulala David Keya oba Kaya London board Bombardia. Yes, be on board. Ffe tujja kuba wano. Yes, board Bombardia. For now I am saying that it is good to have you people or you having me and allowing me consume your data or data. Definitely yes, but also naffe tetuyita mu kyangu putting up these shows because definitely katingali robokoyi, but again there are stories to talk about and give opinions. I appreciate your contributions in the comment section and you taking time to view the works we put here. I am Williams, and this is it. Before I go, there is Behind the English book by Koja. Behind the English has good literature and content regarding where we have come, the status quo, and predicts future, especially when it comes to relating to the colonial masters and the African traditional society. Kindly go on Amazon, just put in Behind the English, written, authored by Koja in California. I am Williams. Goodbye.